The moment you start creating for other people is the second you stop creating for yourself.
Start every morning off with some coffee, take some creatine, vitamin D, electrolyte pills, and then chug a whole bunch of water. Just gets me energized, ready for the day, and then go over and get some reading in. Depending on how I'm feeling for the day, I might write a page or two before getting into stuff, but as a creative, that's the way I get the day started. Gets me in the zone.
Show me how you care.
My morning routine doesn't really take too long. It's about an hour. I like taking a little bit of a chill approach to the day. That way I don't feel like a whole bunch of anxiety getting right into work. It just really helps, I think, set the tone for the day, get ready, but also not like taking this crazy long morning routine that I see so many people say you need to do. For me, keeping it simple, that helps out a lot. It's so easy now to get lost in chasing the next client, working on other people's projects. And it makes me think about how important it is to create for yourself and create art. I'm rereading this book right now called The Creative Act by Rubin. It's an insanely amazing book. Highly, highly recommend it. But in it, he just talks about the concept of everyone is a creator at heart. I go back to this book from time to time because I think it's really easy, especially with social media now, to get distracted from creating art for the sake of creating it, because there's metrics like views and dollars in, dollars out that we put on a pedestal over the actual art itself and the thing that you want to create. I was recently at a Bible study group and we were all talking about what we wanted to be as kids. And everyone was going around saying football player, pro basketball player, famous, all these things. And I said, I wanted to create videos. It had me reflecting on the videos I create now because I was like, wow, I create videos full time. But in that, it also made me re-spark that urge to like why I started videos and creating art. There's a really fine line in between creating art and not being sustainable, but then also understanding how to create content, create videos that generate money. That way you can do what you want full time without having to take on other projects and stuff. And it's really easy to get stuck in the comfort of doing videos that you're familiar with and that have worked for you in the past, or doing client work because it's worked for you in the past, or staying at your job because it's worked for you in the past. But I just encourage everyone to take a little bit of risk, create some content for yourself, because it's allowed me so much freedom. And every time I stray away from that, every time I kind of start focusing on other things other than the sake of creating, I feel like it kind of gets a little lost. The content gets a little lost. It doesn't reach the right people. But when I'm truly in that flow of like ignoring the views, ignoring the sales, ignoring the money, and just kind of creating the content that I want. And I think that's where like taking your skill set and creating videos around it is like the best way to monetize, because you can just talk about what you genuinely enjoy and get paid to do so. You know, for me, it was digital products, selling editing packs and presets, and now it's helping other creators monetize their skill set. But I actually have a coaching call with one of my students coming up right now. He's on track to hit his first 10K month. So I'm gonna finish this coffee and head down for that. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, from personal experience, especially when you're like growing like this, there'll be those periods of like spike, and then it kind of comes down, and now you're at like what I would call like your new baseline, and that'll be rather consistent, and then just like those spikes become higher, and then your baseline becomes higher over time. Last 30, what was last 30? 11,829. Hey, let's go. And then what's month to date so far?
7.5.
7.5, and it's the 18th. Oh, dude, you're gonna have like a 13 to 15K month.
Join Creator Pass.
I didn't tell him to say that. So I just wrapped up a coaching call with one of my students that does one-on-one. He's gonna have his first 10K month this month, and we do this thing inside of Creator Pass where when someone hits 10K a month that's in the group, we call it a 10K hot seat. They come on a call and they break down exactly what they did. And on the call, my student said something super interesting, because he's like, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I feel like I don't know much. And this is something that's super common with creators that are making money, is like, you have this preconceived idea that like creators that are successful in doing stuff like have it all figured out, when it just like couldn't be further from the truth. But the thing that I see
people that are creating what they want and making money from it is they like just took the step to start making money from their content. They took the step to start creating for yourself. And that student, he makes good money from doing client work and working with other people, but his real passion is in editing itself and creating videos itself. So he's just joined to slowly transition into creating content for himself and replacing that income. And I think this month is gonna be the first month where it's matching the client work for him, which is really, really cool and exciting. But that's literally what we do in Creator Pass is we figure out a way to make money off creating the content that you genuinely enjoy, not because there's no other way to do it, but because the reason that we all got into creating is because we wanted to create the videos that we actually enjoy, create the art, talk to the people that we want to talk to, and not just use our skill to make money, but use it in a meaningful way. But yeah, this is the new Nashville office setup. Can give a quick rundown. I recently got the studio monitor. My desk is very minimal. Love the studio monitor right now. It's sick. I used to have an ultra wide, but I just felt like I didn't need it. And then back here, built a bookshelf. We got the YouTube plaque, some vintage cameras, my Shopify plaque, some books that I like reading. Then over here, we got the nostalgia corner. We got Shake Sauce sign, Phase Bear, because I started editing videos with Call of Duty, Lyrical Lemonade pillows because of music videos. And then I currently have these sheets hanging because I need to dampen some of the echo still. So this is just temporary hanging over my whiteboard and stuff. But this is the setup. Getting ready to go to the gym. Got a little pre-workout protein bar. One thing I wanted to touch on too is for creating, you don't need to overcomplicate it. Some of the tools I use are like super old things. Like I literally had this as my childhood camera. It's vintage, it's cool, I'll use that. But also like if I'm going to the gym and want to get a shot, bringing like one of these like $15 tripods from Amazon and then just using your phone so you're not the weirdo in the gym with this huge setup on, especially if you're just getting started, is really great. I know some gyms don't allow it, or when you're out in public, depending on where you're going, like using the tools that you have and making them work is more important than figuring out the best way to do everything. What's more important is you share your story, you document your life, and you create what you actually enjoy. So far, these old cameras, I just ordered some CDs so I don't have to have this thing below me, but this allows you to record straight to digital, which is cool, but I think I'll get higher quality if I record to the CD that this thing is new, and also it won't like glitch out and just be easier to carry around. Also the coolest thing about this is night shot. Basically it's like night vision back in the day. It's a little creepy.